Hello, my name is Mildred. In this lesson, we are going to look at the different operators that MySQL supports. For us to start, let's review the basic commands. To look at the list of databases that we have, we use a command called show databases like this. It is a convention that you want to use uppercase data to write SQL keywords. And so when I click on this symbol, it will show me the list of databases that are present on the system. When you show databases, you will get information schema, MySQL performance schema added to the list, but on your schemas here, you won't find those lists. If we want to look at a particular database in detail, we have to use the command use and the name of the database. We're using Secular database, and so I'll click on this and then it selects the Secular database for us to use. You must select a database before you start running queries against the database. If we want to show the tables in the Secular database, we are going to use the command show tables like this, and when I run, it is going to display all of the tables in the database, which is the same with this. If we also want to run a query against a particular database table, then we begin to use the select statement. For this demo of operators, we are going to use select statements to just demonstrate. Most of the operators, we can't do a demonstration in details just yet because we need to do some advanced topics. I just need you to know that these operators exist and the meaning of the operators, so that when you get to those topics, you will know what exists and what can be used to write your queries to perform the kind of functions that you want to perform. The first we are going to look at is the arithmetic operator. For instance, let's say we are not going to use any database tables. We'll say select 5 plus 5. Now this is going to give us 10. And so when we run this, we should find 10 as the result. It also supports subtraction, a minus sign. It is going to give us 0. It supports division, / that should give us 1. It supports multiplication with an asterisk sign, and there is an operator we call the modulo operator that is a percentage sign. What modulo does is to give us the remainder of a division. So when we say 5 divided or 5 modulo 2, it just means divide 5 by 2 and return the remainder, not the answer. So when we divide 5 by 2, we'll get 2 remainder 1. And so when we say 5 modulo 2, our value should be 1 because the modulo operator returns the remainder of the division. For those of you coming from JavaScript, you will understand this better. But if you are new to programming, the modulo operator exists across several languages, and when you use modulo, you mean perform the division but return just the remainder as the answer. And we'll do this and we'll get 1 as 5 modulo 2. So these are the arithmetic operators that MySQL supports. We have comparison operators, and we use these to perform conditional filters. Select all from the table actors where first name, and we said equal. So we use equal to as the first comparison operator that compares this query or compares the table when all of the first names from the actors are returned, but it wants to take only the rows where the first name is Matthew. And when we run this, so there is a problem with this. So select all from actors, and the table name is actor, not actors. So if you read properly, you will see that it says that secular.actors doesn't exist. I'll run this, and now I get this. We don't have the Matthew because of the spelling, so I'm going to change the spelling to the correct spelling, and I'm going to click on the sign and it returns that. So always take note when you have errors, you want to read what the error is. The first error we had was the table doesn't exist. If the table existed, and when you try to select and return the rows, if you say 0 rows return, it just means that maybe the name spelling was wrong. I corrected it and it returned 3 rows. Now we have first name is Matthew, last name here is. Let's try to do a different kind of operation on this where we use logical operator. So I want to say select all from actors where first name is equal to Matthew, and so this is a logical operator, not a comparison operator. What we want to do here is to say check both queries. If the first name is Matthew and the last name is, and we want it to return this row only when it satisfies both conditions. And when I do this, it doesn't return this because there is no first name of Matthew and first name of Lee. So we use last name, and when I do this, we have just that row of Matthew and last name Lee. If we say or operator, let's say first name is equal to Blessing. We know there's no first name of Blessing, but we know that there's a last name of Lee. It means check any of the condition that is true, return that row. It doesn't matter if first name is not Blessing, but once the last name is Lee, return. It doesn't matter if the last name is Lee, once the first name is Blessing, return. So that's what the or logical operator does. And when we do this, it returns Matthew Lee because we have a condition that uses or statement. If one condition is true, return this. For the AND statement, both conditions must be true. So if I use AND, it will return nothing because one of the conditions fails. So we are going to use this in detail as we go deeper in query. So these are logical operators. We have other logical operators like using the OR. Not in this scenario, but I want to mention that it exists. We have a logical operator any, not also in this scenario. We have between, we have between written between like this. We have an operator called exist. We also have an operator called in. We have an operator called like. We have an operator called not. We have some. So we're going to look in detail at these operators that I did not demonstrate as we go along, because we need to learn other concepts before we actually understand how to use these operators. So there are several other comparison operators. We look at the equal. We can use the greater sign when we want to compare two things. Look at the inventory table. So let's say select all from inventory. Let's see what it's. So we have an inventory table that has inventory ID, film ID, and store ID. So this is a good place where we can actually use the greater or less than sign. So the comparison operator greater than is used to filter the database rows if the condition on the left is greater than the condition on the right. So let's say select all from inventory where let's say film ID is greater than 2. So it's not going to return all of this film ID of 1 and 2. It will return the ones with film ID of 3 and 4. Run this, and I'm only going to have rows with the film ID greater than 2. If we want to say less than 2, I'm going to be returning only the ones with film ID of 1. If I want to use greater than or equal to like this, I'm going to be returning everything from 2 and above. So when you use greater than or equal to make a kind of condition like this, we want to say return all of the rows from the inventory table where the film ID is 2 and above. And so when I run this, I'll get 2 and above. If I say less than or equal to, is 2 and below, like this. And so these are the different comparison operator. We have one more where we say not equal, and we put a less than and greater than sign like this. It will return everything and exclude the rows where the film ID is 2. So we're going to get 1, 3, and 4. So these are the operators. For the operators we did not demonstrate, we are going to look at them as we go along. We have the all operator, the any, between, we have exist, in, like, we have the not, the sum operators, the logical operators. Majorly we need an advanced topic to actually demonstrate all of that. And so this is where we end this lesson.